everybody, it's Showell360 and I'm here with the K-Pop Album Tag. I'm ready to do it, guys. Totally ready. Okay, so let's just drop right on into it because I talk a lot and this video is going to be a million minutes long if I don't start now. The K-Pop album in your collection you listen to the most, Sherlock. Just flat out Sherlock. When this album came out, it was just so amazing to me. I loved everything about it. I loved all the songs. Alarm Clock is still probably my favorite SHINee song, and it really got me through while I waited a year for them to do a comeback. So yeah, this album, listen to it all the time. MP3. I don't really listen to the physical copy because like a lot of people, I just don't pull out my physical CDs to listen to. In fact, I don't even think I own a CD player that's not in my laptop, or in my car. Those are the two places where I listen to CDs, but other than that, I usually don't open these up very much. But yeah, this one, Sherlock, the best ever. K-pop album in your collection you listen to the least. SHINee, fire. How funny. SHINee, I listen to the least and the most. But yeah, this is one of their Japanese songs. It's a ballad. I don't go for SHINee Japanese. It's something about their style when it comes to Japanese. It changes and it's not the same. Like, they're more poppy when it comes to Japanese, and their K-pop to me is more soulful, and I like the kind of soulful sound. So I've never listened to this. I bought this used. I was like, well, I'll buy it used, buy it for cheap, and that'll encourage me to listen to it. Nah, never listened to it. Not once. Never. Next, favorite packaging for a K-pop album in your collection. This will probably surprise some people, but this is my favorite packaging. This is 2PM's third album, Grown. You're looking at it and you're probably thinking, what's so favorite about it? Because it really is just a plain album. Like, you've got your CD in the front, you've got your advertisement, and you've got your photo book. And yeah, granted, the photo book is pretty special because, yes, these abs, these bodies are pretty special. Photography is everything, but that's not why I love it, guys. I've talked about this before. I think I have a video on it up already, but I love it because I think nobody else does this. Did you see that? Did you notice how like all of a sudden became super clear? This is like thermal paper or something, and I've never seen anybody else's album that does this. And I think it's kind of neat, like for modesty purposes. If you have a bunch of people that tend to go through your stuff, you don't want the half-naked album to be sitting there. In fact, usually with my Sherlock album, I don't have Jonghyun on the cover. I usually have Onu because he's actually got clothes on. But yeah, I just love that. I just think it's so neat and it's so different, and I've never seen any other album that does that ever. And so it's, to me, it's the most unique packaging, and because it's the most unique, it is my favorite. Alright, so there you go. Next, least favorite packaging for a K-pop album in your collection. This little stinker right here. You guys, I can't tell you how much I love this album enough. I love this album. This is probably the best release that SHINee's had next to another album I'm going to talk about later. But yeah, this is easily top 3, if not top 2. But the packaging on this thing, this is actually the second copy I have. I actually got this from an eBay user. I bought a bunch of SHINee CDs from this person in just like one big lot, and this was thrown into the lot that I bought. So I'm like, well, you know, it doesn't hurt to have the second copy of anything. Well, apparently this person had the same problem that anybody else has had that owns this album. Freaking pages falling out. Now see, the photo book is really great, but look at that. Whole pages falling the frick out. And it's because the glue on this thing and the way this is formatted, it's just, it doesn't hold. I don't know what SM did and why everybody's copy is this fragile, but yeah, least favorite packaging. Least favorite packaging on one of the best albums SHINee's ever done, and I hate it. That's why I really like the fact that they did a repackage on it, because the repackage is a lot more solid. I don't particularly like the print job on the repackage. For those of you who own Hello, you know what I'm talking about. It's super, super faded, but still, at least it doesn't fall apart. Very disappointed in you, SM. Very disappointed. Okay. Favorite colorful album in your K-pop collection? You know, surprisingly, K-pop's not very colorful, so at least the albums that I own, most of them are black or gray or white or variations of black, gray, and white. So this one kind of is a surprise. because the only K-pop CD that I have that I can imagine is this colorful, but also just it's a great CD, and I think a lot more people should own it if they don't. And it is the Wonder Girls, Two Different Tiers. This is a classic K-pop CD. Like, K-pop could never be what it is now without this album and these girls. And part of what makes it my favorite colorful CD is not only because the color of it is colorful, meeting the criteria, but also my copy is signed. That's right, I got a signed copy. And it's even more special now because the group really isn't together anymore. So he's left, JYP, so the chances of us ever getting another Wonder Girls album is slim to none. So for this to be in my possession, it means the world to me. And the photo book, super colorful. There's 2 photo books on here, and this first one, I mean, when you look at it, it is just, these could be posters. They're so colorful and so beautiful, and the girls look so good in so many different styles. And then when you flip it over, there's a second photo book over here, if I can get to it. See? Second photo book where the CD is. Awesome, colorful, gorgeous. So yeah, favorite colorful CD, one of my favorite CDs I've ever owned. I'm super proud to own it. I'm super proud of these girls and everything they've done for K-pop, and if they never release another note out of their mouths, I'll still be grateful to them forever, because on the low, if it wasn't for Wonder Girls, I wouldn't know K-pop. So I thank you and I love you guys, and this means the world to me. Alright, so favorite non-colorful. You know, I do this with one hand, so showing this is going to be hard, but favorite non-colorful, Back to the Basic by Rain. I can't open this up all the way because I've only got one hand to use, so like I said, it's hard, but I'm going to show you. Okay, okay, what you hear in the background is me using my mouth. There we go. Slides open and you get this beautiful lenticular half-naked Rain. Oh my gosh, you guys, the best. And then when you close it up, it's the back of his head and his beautiful muscular shoulders, and there's a photo book on the other side of this. When you open it up, nothing but half-naked pictures of Rain in black and white. It's the best. Also, this is my best deal on K-pop ever. I paid $5 for this album, brand new, worth every stinking penny. This is such a perfect album, you guys. If I had known how good an album it was for $5, I would have bought like 2 copies so I could give one out to friends and family, because this is great. This is great. Not only that, but like, there's just really good songs on here. Hip Song is on here, and Love Song is on here, and One is great. I mean, there's no song on here that I don't like. This is a straight play, and this was the one he released before he went to the military, so I listened to this quite a bit because it was all we had to listen to from Rain before he came back and did 30 Sexy, so love that. If you own the album with your favorite K-pop song, which album is that? It's this one right here. It's Rain's 2. Rain is my favorite solo Korean performer, and the song How to Avoid the Sun is my favorite K-pop song ever, forever, has been for a long time, and it's on this album. This album is really hard to get because JYP, Rain was with JYP when he did this album, and JYP doesn't do reprints. So if you can find a copy, hold on to it super tight, because it's just hard to get. In fact, this is a Japanese copy. I couldn't even get my hands on a Korean one. They're that special. So yeah, Rain, How to Avoid the Sun on this album. This is a collector's piece, and I couldn't imagine my life without that song. So I'm really glad to have it in my collection. If you own the album, if there was a situation where you had to get rid of all your K-pop albums, which album would you keep? If that situation never occurred, I'd be super sad. And there's a lot of sentimental albums that I'd want to keep, but then again, I can get all those on MP3s. So that's why, you know, if I had to live without the album, as long as I could still live with the song, I would be at peace. But I would go nuts if I lost this CD, if somebody like stole my albums from me. Like if somebody went through my K-pop collection and actually stole the albums from me, and somebody stole this one, I'd want to find them and castrate them, because I paid a hell of a lot of money for this. It's the Japanese version of GD and Top's Hi Hi album, and this is not in print anymore. Like they print this album, but it's a repackage because they got in trouble for copyright with the Playboy company for doing it like this. So now it's a heart instead of the bunny. But yeah, I bought this on Amazon, and I love the pictures, I love the music, I love everything about it. More than that, I just paid a lot because it's a collector's item. You can't get it new anymore. So if somebody was to steal this from me, I'd have to find them, and I'd have to pinch their firstborn until they cried. Alright, next one. Favorite girl group album you own? I did that because I don't own a lot of girl groups. My collection, I don't even have a lot of K-pop CDs, honestly, to tell you the truth. So this one was a struggle for me, but my favorite girl group album, since I have like 3 or 4 girl group albums, is this one right here, To Anyone's Crush. This is an album that has no skips. Like, for me, when I listen to this album, there are no skips. I can listen to it from front to back, side to side, up and down, diagonally across. I love every song. I love the videos that came out, even though if they could, the last 2 could have been better, but I love this album. I love this album. I'm so proud of them for making this album. I hate that we had to wait so long to get it, but you can tell that the wait was full of work because this is a beautiful, beautiful album. And I'm proud of the girls for making it. I'm proud of me for having it. And I love this album. So yeah, this is my favorite girl group album I have in my entire collection. And I love the Wonder Girls. Don't get me wrong. But this is something else. This is something else. This is something else. This isn't even K-pop to me. Like, honestly, when I listen to this album and I think about the musical styles and everything, this transcends K-pop. This is just excellent, excellent music. And that's why I'm proud of them. It's wonderful. Alright. Favorite male group album you own. Okay, so for the people who watch my channel, you know I'm collecting SHINee. So I had to really struggle with that because, like, I don't have a lot of male groups, but when it comes to SHINee, trying to think of my favorite album, it's like choosing between your kids. Who can do that? But it was pretty clear, especially considering how long I've had this album. It was pretty clear who my favorite was. And it's SHINee's Amigo, the first album repackage. You guys, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite K-pop CD in its entirety. Like, in terms of, like, front to back and of boys, girls, anybody, this is my favorite. I don't skip anything on here, but not only do I not skip anything on here, I go back and I re-listen to it over and over again. I've got favorites, and I've got not as favorites, but I've got so many favorites on here that I can't choose. I can't choose. This is one of the best albums SM has ever put out, and I'm talking about across any group that they have. I mean, I include EXO, Super Junior, Girls' Generation. They all have really great albums, TVXQ, DBSK, but this is, to me, SM SHINee moment, not only because of the group and the amazing vocals, but also just, it was perfect for, like, the group itself. There's something about the way it captured this group and the way it presented them to the public that it told you who SHINee was. And ever since then, you've known who SHINee was. And that's why in the future, whenever I would hear stuff from them that I didn't quite like, I'm like, well, that's not really SHINee. And I realized why I would say that is because I was thinking about this album. To me, this is quintessential SHINee. This is the best they've ever been. And everything else, while I love it and I think it's good and I think they keep improving, this is my heart. This is my shining heart for them. So, yeah, this is my favorite male album I own. And if you don't have it, you should get it because it's worth every penny you might spend. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And to know that these 5 little boys would turn out to be who they've become, I feel like the pride I feel. I can't even put it into words. I want to cry. Alright, so enough of that sappy shit. Let's get to the bonus questions. Alright, which K-pop album do you regret buying? This is a controversy. I put bonus questions because that was an option, and also because I felt the need to elaborate. This is a controversial choice, but this album, I regret buying it. I regret buying it so much. Let me tell you why I regret buying it, because First of all, I bought it at full fucking price. And when I say full price, I don't mean like I paid $15 for it. I paid almost 30 bucks for this bitch. I bought it in person at a K-pop shop in Dallas. I live in Texas. I got the poster to go along with it. I'd heard the mini album. And I'm like, you know what? I know how K-pop albums work. And usually the packaging is something phenomenal. It's in a box. I love the songs. This is gonna kick ass. Let's go get it. Girl. I was so disappointed when I opened this thing up. I was disappointed because I got the Suho photo card, which I'm like, because the photo card looked like a fucking mugshot. And I was disappointed because I thought that the photo album, or the photo book that came with this, was so lame. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me about this, and I'm sorry, we can't all be best friends, but so fucking lame, man. I just, not near as good as their other ones. Not near as good. Even though Mama was small, at least it was to the point. This one, no. I regret buying this one. At least I regret buying it for what I paid for it. If I could go back and buy it again for like 12 bucks, hell yeah. But the 30 I paid for it, no. I could have had something way better. I could have had a V8. Alright. K-pop album which you wish you had bought sooner. Easy choice again. Oh, are you late too? You guys, I am so late to the BTS bus, but now that I'm here, I am here to stay. This album is everything and then some, but I listened to it first, and I'm like, oh yeah, this album's really good. Like, listening to them for the first time reminded me of how I felt the first time I listened to Block B. And I remember falling in love with them instantly. I fell in love with this group instantly listening to them. But I was really late about buying a CD because I'm like, well, you know, I like the music. I'm not sure if I want to buy a CD. I should have bought this the minute it came out if I had known. Because it comes with so much stuff. You get a poster. You get 2 photo cards. You get a huge photo book. I mean, it's just everything. And like the guy's personality. I went back and I watched American Hustle Life. And I watched their Bangtan TV. These guys, they have such great personalities. And I regret not getting this sooner. I really do. I wish I got this the moment it came out. So it could have blown them up on the charts. And I haven't made that mistake again. I pre-ordered Dark and Wild, and it's on its way here. So best believe, trust and believe, I got him this time. Alright. And lastly, what album do you think is the most underrated? I have 2. First one, Love and Hate by Hyolyn. It is the most underrated K-pop album to me because a lot of people didn't get it, didn't understand why it's so amazing, and all I can say is those people don't own ears because this is sonically one of the best K-pop albums of all time. It is beautiful in terms of her voice. She's such a talented performer, and if you never believed in her talent, listen to this album. Listen to it. Unbiased, without looking at any MVs or looking at her picture. Just put your headphones on and listen to it, and it'll almost make you cry how talented this woman is, and the fact that it took her like 2 tries to get K-pop fame. She was with JYP as a trainee there, didn't quite make it, ended up over with Starship and Sistar, and they almost didn't make it, and now she's who she is, and I couldn't be proud of that girl, and this is the jewel in her crown. This is something everybody should listen to. And then another one that I think is most underrated because of the person is this one. I just got this. This is So Young Forever Young. She was a member of Jewelry, and she did a season of We Got Married, and it practically destroyed her career, and people don't really check for her music anymore. And she's an older K-pop performer, considering that like her heyday was probably about 5 years ago. But this album is perfect. It is perfect. It's a mini album, but it's got like 5 or 6 songs on it. Let's see, 5 songs on it and 2 instrumentals. It's perfect. Don't let the cover fool you. This is not some vintagey jazz album at all. This is like, I hate to say Katy Perry, but like, it's that genre of like Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, Rihanna style pop music. It's so good. It's so well produced. It sounds so good. She is really good in this. Her voice is clear. She has Awesome delivery. This is really underrated, and it's the most underrated CD I have in my collection. Nobody is checking for this. Nobody is buying this, and it's a shame because they're missing out on something really stellar. She's giving you a real gem here, so I hope more people check it out. But yeah, that is the end of my K-pop album tag video. If you guys are doing this tag, I can't wait to see what you do, because I've been watching a lot of them and been thinking, oh, I can't wait to do mine. And now that I've done it, I feel really proud of myself. Thank you for extending this opportunity. And yeah, K-pop album tag. This was fun. This was really fun. Alright guys, bye.